Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to talk about update 1.4 that is going to be coming out soon for this game, and there's many new exciting things. So let's take a look at the first section. It's going to be the Centurion unit, which of course I've already made a video on, and it's going to be a super powerful anti-vehicle unit for the Not faction. So I'm very excited to see this unit. I think it has a lot of potential, and we will see a lot of play with this unit as well. And the second big thing is the cloning lab, and this is something they've mentioned before in last month, but we never really heard anything about it until now. So this is really coming out now, so we can clone cards, and basically you have to be level 15, that's what it says here, to clone cards. And in order to clone a unit, you will need a new type of item, cloning chambers. All players have a free cloning chamber that can be used once per day. Additional cloning chambers can be purchased from the store for diamonds. Cloning chambers can be found in the new resources tab of the store, which replaces the previously named currencies tab. So, although you need diamonds to spend on cloning labs, every time you want to clone, you'll need to get the diamonds. And I know this seems like, oh, hey, you know, diamonds cost money. And yes, you can spend money to clone more cards. But remember, we have a Rivals Blitz Champions tournament like every 2 to 3 days. And so you always have a chance to win diamonds. Although, of course, not many of us get there all the time, because you need to, you need a high win rate to get there. But, because we have the Rivals event, like the Blitz Champions event, it's always happening every couple of days, we should be fine. At some point you guys should be accumulating a lot, diamonds, and it's not gonna be impossible to get diamonds even if you're free to play player like myself right now. It's really down to how much diamonds it will cost for cloning cards. So let's take a look at it here. Cloning a unit. To begin cloning a unit, tap on empty slot in the cloning lab, select the chamber and a unit, and then battle to begin the cloning process. Cloning a unit does not require you to put a copy of a unit into the chamber. Standard cloning chambers take 30 battles to complete. That's a lot of battles. Once complete, return to cloning lab and collect your cards. So you got to play 30 battles and then cloning will be completed. So, wow. Most of the times, an average player, I would say, may get in 7 to 10 battles a day. I myself struggle to even get 10 battles a day because sometimes you just don't have enough time to play. So, this is going to take like a minimum of 3 days for a player like me, I would say, to complete the cloning process. And they don't really talk about how much diamonds you're going to need to spend in any of that. So it's hard for me to gauge and say like how fair the system is going to be. If it doesn't cost too many diamonds, I think it'll be fine, but we'll have to see, of course, once it comes out. Like, we just know that now you have to be level 15, you need to spend diamonds, and you need to play 30 battles to complete the cloning process. So it's quite a process to clone cards, and we'll see how effective this is really once it comes out. Alright, and there's some UI changes here with the introduction of Cloning Lab. We have made changes to our primary navigation button. So you can see now there's bounties and Cloning Lab under the Objectives tab. Now that's where you'll find your Cloning Lab. You can now purchase player levels with diamonds. So level 26, you can see it costs 500 diamonds. And you spend 500 diamonds, you get to hit level 25 to 6. And that's how it looks like it's going to be. It's 500 diamonds per level. Each level costs 500 diamonds. But this amount is reduced by partial progress towards the next level. So if you have some experience, it'll cost less than 500 diamonds like it says here. So if you're 50% of the way to the next level, it'll only cost you 250 diamonds. Okay, so that's very interesting to see. That means players can power level themselves up with just spending diamonds. And you don't need to grind anymore, which is a good option for players that want to do that. Because to be honest, grinding to level 60 seems like it takes forever. To be honest, guys, it takes a while. I think it takes like at least a good month to get to level 60. Rivals Champions. We're making a few changes to how Rivals Champions events function. All rewards earned during a Rivals Champions run are now bundled and collected when you complete or retire the current run. Rewards now reset across all the nodes when you begin a new Rivals Champions run. Oh, so you can run it as much as you want and then get the rewards again and again. Starting a new Rivals Champions run now costs diamonds instead of credits. The amount depends on your league placement within the event. Events can now grant all types of rewards on completion. So basically, you can profit off Rivals Champions similar to like arena mode in, let's say, a game like Hearthstone. You can, if you spend some, diamonds and you constantly win, 8 to 10 wins out of 10, you're gonna profit more diamonds than you have spent. That's my guess. I don't know how much this is going to, or how this is really going to work, how much diamonds it's going to cost to get into another Rivals Champions run, but it seems like if you win a lot, if you have a good winning rate, you're going to actually profit and you're going to make more diamonds in the process. So it feels like it's going towards the Hearthstone arena sort of play style, So anyways, let's take a look at the new bounties. New bounties now. Wow, you can reset it for 100 diamonds after you collect the reward. After completing your bounties, you can now spend 100 diamonds to get a set of new 5 bounties. And each bounty will give you a certain amount of credits and experience as well. Keep that in mind, guys. So it's not just you get a gold crate, but you also get experience and credits, which is nice. If you want to reset this, I don't think this is going to be too worth, to be honest. But if you want to spend on it, no problem. Player level progression. At early leagues, we felt that there was an imbalance of counterplay between the Temple of Nod units when compared to the more evenly balanced first few Tech Lab Epic units. The new Nod Centurion is replacing the Nod Flame Tank as one of the first available Nod Epic units upon entering a Bronze League with Nod. The Nod Flame Tank now unlocks at player level 55. Wow. The Flame Tank is not that... It's not that good. It should not be unlocking at level 55, man. Flame tanks are not in a good state right now. Players that already have the flame tank can continue to use it, but will only receive more flame tank cards above level 55. I think the Centurion is gonna be like the equivalent of the Titan, maybe even better because it's cheaper to build. And it seems like it's going to take out, if it can fight a Titan 1 versus 1, it's going to handle so many types of War Factory units or Temple of Nod and Tech Lab vehicle units. The only unit I feel like it's going to have trouble against is like the Avatar and the Mammoth Tank. But aside from that, I feel like the Centurion is a really powerful unit. And if you can unlock it way earlier than Nod Flame Tank, I'm just going to say, wow. I guess it's because there's a lot of new players like complaining about the Titan, which I understand. The Titan can seem like a very scary unit to deal with if you're a beginner, so they wanted to give Nod something like the Centurion. But Nod playstyle is more centered around speed, mobility, aggression, and you can use basic units to win many of your games. So to be honest, you don't really need the Temple of Nod, but it's nice to see this, I guess, to see this kind of switch. And this would maybe help the newer players so they can, use the Centurion unit and it can somewhat fight against the Titan. But the Flame Tank, this unit is pretty, it's in a rough spot. It's not a good unit at all, and it doesn't deserve to be unlocked at level 55. The Flame Tank should be unlocked way earlier. It's not a good unit at all right now. But anyways, I knew we were missing a part of the 1.4 balance changes because there's some unit balancing coming as well, which is not in the article, so I have to get into the game here. So as you guys see here, this is what we have. Unit balance changes. GDI Jackson! Yes, Colonel Jackson is getting some changes. We made adjustments to Jackson's Heroic Charge. Heroic Charge now works slightly better for units that have below average movement speed and slightly worse for units with above average movement speed. Heroic Charge grants a flat movement speed bonus instead of a percentage-based movement speed bonus. So this makes fast movement speeding units and higher not as fast anymore. So this is interesting to see. They're still going to get faster, but they're not going to be as fast as they are right now. But honestly, I would want to see like a bit of a harder nerf. To be honest, this was a little bit disappointing. I thought it was going to be a bit more than this. this is just gonna make the unit a little bit slower. It doesn't do anything to the cooldown or the cost of the ability, because honestly I think the ability is just still too cheap and the cooldown is still too low, making it very spammable. So this is not something I was hoping for. I hoped for something bigger on Jackson's nerf. So that's a little bit disappointing. I think Jackson will still be a dominant commander. I could be wrong, but I think he's still going to be a dominant commander. The drone swarm lost more than it gained from the recent HP decrease and damage increase. We are increasing the HP and cost, allowing it to become a stronger combat unit without losing its ability to contest points. HP was increased to 284, cost increased to 20 Tiberium. So they're making drone swarms a little bit more tough, but making it 20 Tiberium. I honestly don't know if this is really going to change the drone swarm's playability right now. I think, to be honest, it's still not going to do too much. I think drones, I don't think there still will be as much drone play unless the helipad opening with the drones is going to be something viable in the future. And then we have Oxana. Like Colonel Jackson, she is getting the same kind of adjustment. Fanatic grants a flat movement speed bonus instead of percentage. So, once again, there isn't a big change to Oxana and Jackson. I honestly think they need a bigger nerf than this. Their abilities are just too useful, and it's just too easy to use. So I still think Oxana and Jackson will be very dominant. They're still the two dominant most commanders, and I don't know if other commanders are going to get back to what they used to be. You know, this is not really a nerf, so it's a little bit disappointing. Artillery, we have reworked the artillery. Artillery can now rotate while set up. That's something we already saw. Speed increase to average was slow, so I like it. The artillery is now definitely going to be in a better position, so we'll see with the new reworked artillery. There are maybe more artillery actions. And now we got the laser drone. The laser drone was dying too quickly to its softer counters, the Rhino and Buggy. This HP increase will make the matchup more favorable. For the laser drones, HP increased to 200 from 147. So that's quite a bit of an increase to its 8 hit points. No real changes to the avatar, which is a very strong unit right now. And I think even a Mammoth Tank might need a bit of a nerf because that unit's pretty strong too once it gets out. But the avatar is one of the biggest problems. And also Jackson and Oxana really didn't get a nerf, man. Like, to be honest, like nothing really changed. They just changed the movement speed buff from percentage movement speed increase to a flat rate. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, you know, once the patch comes out. Maybe this will have somewhat of a big impact, but the cooldown and you know, the cooldown on Jackson and Oxana and the cost is still very cheap. So I still feel like these two commanders are going to be really good. Let me know what you guys think about this new patch. Most of it seems pretty good, but a lot of them seems questionable as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.